even start? This is my first video on my channel. Scary thing we're doing today. I've never done this kind of video before. Hey, I'm Melody. This is my new channel. I am going on a journey of self-discovery, and I want to share that journey with you. So yesterday I was watching this video on YouTube. It's called How to Escape Your 9 to 5. This guy created this documentary kind of filmed like a movie, but it's like basically teaching you how to escape your 9 to 5. And I was so inspired by it. So much to the point that I decided just the next day that I was just gonna put on my iPhone, because I'm not anyone special, put on my iPhone and just start recording and talking to someone. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope someone watches it, and if not, it's fine. I wanted to share this video with you because I wanted to share, the fact that it's totally okay if you don't have your life together, because I'm in my 30s and I definitely do not have my life together. There's this movie, I'm pretty sure you've heard it, called 13 Going on 30, where she's just like 30, flirting, thriving. Well, I just want you guys to know that I am not 30, flirty, and thriving. I am not thriving right now. I'm actually on a really low spot of my life. I think the most low I've ever been. My 20s were a really big high. Oh my God, my 20s were a big high, and I think it's just because I was so young. I just didn't know. I was kind of just living in the moment, which is a good thing. I'll take that as a win. It's a good thing to live in the moment. And my 20s were full of that. Like, yeah, I thought about my future, but I just felt so young. And maybe you looking at this video right now, you probably can't even believe that I'm in my 30s, because no one ever believes me. People always take off 10 years. People always think I'm like 23, but I'm 33 years old. In my 20s, I traveled. I worked in a job that I absolutely loved. I used to work for the Disney company. I was a character and I loved it. I met amazing people in my 20s, amazing friends that are still my friends to this day. I moved to California. I'm originally from New York City, but I moved to California, I drove cross country, did all of these crazy things in my 20s that now in my 30s, I'm like, I start sometimes having regrets. Like, did I not think? I kind of have self-guilt. I'm not gonna lie about it. I feel like I have self-guilt about not planning for my 30s and my 20s, kind of just spending my money, not saving it, not investing my money. I don't even know how to invest something until like I turned 30. My 30s, shit really hit the fan. And the number one thing, though I want to share this because people I know in the world suffer from this, but in my 30s, and it kind of started about a year or two ago, and it's so embarrassing, but I started to get this like really bad skin condition, and it's kind of like a form of eczema on like right now it's not inflamed or anything. It's perfectly fine right now, but I get it on the right side of my eyebrow. It flares up during the winter time, which it is the winter time. It is December, even though funny enough, it's not officially winter, but it is winter weather. But like the other day I had makeup on, which is why I'm not really wearing makeup right now. But granted, I don't really wear makeup in general, but sometimes I like to wear like a little bit of something. But anyway, I had this eye makeup on and I used a remover to take it off, and whatever remover was in it, it was either old or it was bad. I don't know what happened, but it effed up my face hard. And the next day, my eczema, or whatever we want to call it, flared up so bad. I literally had like my eye could barely open. My face was descaling. I looked like a freaking mermaid, like with scaly skin. It was so embarrassing. I had to cancel my friends. Like was gonna meet out with a friend. We were gonna have drinks. I was super excited, and I had to cancel with her because I felt like a troll. I looked so bad. But this happened in my 30s, and it's like, I don't know where, like I turned 30 and it was like, boom, skin condition. You didn't have that? Lately, I've been feeling like I've had like allergies. What is going on? Literally, I've never had allergies, never had a skin condition. I'm like, what in the actual hell is actually happening to me in my 30s? And then another thing that really started to really like rev up its process. And it is, my 30s have felt like a time of my life where I literally don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what career I want. I don't know where I want to live. I don't know what my future is at all. I still feel like I'm not financially free. Like I said, I don't know what my career is. I don't know what I want to do with my life. And you know, that's really hard for me to say out loud, but I know that so many of us actually struggle with this, and we struggle with it internally, and we might not tell people, and we might show a facade of that we're happy and that everything's great, but really underneath it all, we're really like struggling. And if you're someone who's in that same boat as me, I just want you to know, we got this. I've decided that this year, starting today, from the first day of this video, I'm going to go on a year of self-discovery. I want to take this year for myself to figure out what it is I want to do with my life. Whether that entails content creation, which I love to do. Here I am creating this video. I have a podcast where I talk about movies and TV with my cousin. I have another YouTube channel where I just react and talk about movies and TV shows and reality TV because I genuinely like love that stuff. And maybe I can find another job that isn't necessarily that's a whole other topic in itself. But the 9 to 5 in my 30s is when I realized that I absolutely do not want to live that life. I know in my heart, in my soul, in the deep ends of my soul, that I do not want to live a 9 to 5 life. The type of life that society tells us that we should live. That we work Monday through Friday, we kill ourselves working, we come home, we're exhausted, we have to cook, we have to clean, and then you just have Saturday and Sunday to like maybe relax, which probably not, because you probably have to do all of your errands that you can't do on a weekday. And then make all this money with a good job that pays well, so that by the time I'm 65, I can retire peacefully. I don't know about you, but I don't want that life. In my 30s, I had 2 jobs. I might make another video talking about my experience moving to Canada and how that's affected my life and things like that. I might make a separate video, but I'm originally, like I said, from New York City. My partner I met on the cruise ship. He's Canadian, so I moved to Canada in 2019, like summer of 2019, and since then I've been here. Now I became a permanent resident last year. Woo woo, look at me. One positive of my 30s, I became a permanent resident of another country. Ding, ding, ding. But yeah, so I pretty much had, in my 3 years living in Canada, I've had 2 9 to 5 jobs. And I realized that, my God, I don't want that life. I don't want to sit at a desk for the rest of my life. This is to me is my biggest gripe. I work, you work. How many hours a week for them to maybe say, okay, here's 2 weeks off of vacation? Excuse me, what? And then on top of that, if you want to take a vacation, you have to put it into a system to see if you can be given those 2 weeks off, because then they also have to see other people in the company. F that. I don't want that life. I don't. And you know what? It might be for some people. Some people really like the structure in their life, their 9 to 5 structure. I don't. And it's not even like the structure, because I like structure in my life. I just don't like the idea of sitting 9 to 5 at a job that I don't like. And the only reason I know that this is correct is because I worked, I don't know how many hours when I worked at Disney. I worked so many hours, and that's another video I could do too. Or I could talk about what it's really like working for the Disney company, because it's crazy. I literally worked hours, and I did it. Why? Why did I do it? Because I actually loved my job. I was able to perform. I was able to be on my feet. I was able to be active. And I didn't even have like a corporate job. I don't think it wasn't necessarily a corporate job, but it was definitely a 9 to 5 like desk job that every single time I sat in my desk for hours, I would come home from work, I'd be like, fudge, like this is not the life that I want for myself. And people don't understand that. And that was another thing I learned that I've been dealing with in my 30s, actually, is that fact that a lot of your family especially people who are of a very older generation, might not understand what you're going through. So sometimes you feel like you do have to go through this by yourself, because talking to your mom or your aunt or your dad or whoever, like, they're not gonna understand that you don't want to live a life like they did. You know, a lot of people are immigrants who came to the United States, like my mom, not my dad. My dad was born in the US, but my mom came from the Dominican Republic, and she started, and you know, she had to hustle. She didn't know the language. She came to a new country. She didn't have a diploma. She literally had to work her way up. She had to learn English, then she got a job, and then she retired. And to her, like, that's how everyone should live their lives. Like, no, you have to go to school and have an education, and then get a really good job, and then get married and have kids, and then save money, and then retire. And I'm like first generation, like, Latin families, like, absolutely, if you do not have like a good paying job and make a lot of money and save for your retirement so you'll be okay in the future, is like, if you tell them you don't want to do that, that's like telling them that they will never have a grandchild. It's that big of a deal. So in my 30s, it's been really hard because sometimes I feel like I don't have the support of some of my family members. There are some who do and like understand what I'm going through because they might be closer to my age, but talking to someone like a parent or an aunt, specifically mine, talking to them about the kind of life that I want to live is not a thing. Like, they don't respect that. They don't understand why I would ever want to live like that. Been hard. I feel like I've been very alone in my struggle. That has been really, really rough for me. Not having that, being able to talk to them. Like, no matter how many times I tell them, like, guys, like, this is the world we're living in. Like, we're living in the age of social media, the age of content creation, where literally you can make money off of being yourself and literally like creating TikToks. You can make more money doing that than my parents made working 9 to 5, killing themselves for years to retire. It is absolutely nuts. And seeing all these outlets makes me be like, why the hell do I want to resort to my life, to like being like handcuffed to a desk, to not be happy? Excuse me, what? Yeah, no, I don't want that life. I absolutely don't want that life. I want to take this year, go on a journey with myself, figure out what really I want to do, what actually makes me happy, whether that be creating videos every day for you, and on my other channel, creating videos with movies and TV and talking on my podcast, whether that be furniture flipping, whether that be going back into acting and trying to make it again, or starting voiceover, whether that be like starting to sell my clothes and thrifting and reselling. What about like solo traveling? I want to try that. There's so many things that I want to try to do in this 1 year of self-discovery. I'm gonna call this my journey of self-discovery this year, and it starts today with this video that you're watching. And if you are somebody who's going through the same thing I am, let's do it together. Let's go on this journey together of trying to figure out what we want to do, where we're supposed to be, and what our passions are. You know, that could be also like talking about, that could be like 30 days of meditation. Let's do 1 month of yoga. Let's do 10 days of just trying one sort of workout, 10 days of eating healthy. I don't know, just like things to really like make us feel happy again and find our inner passions and love life and live this life. Because there's no life literally at a desk from 9 to 5 hating what you do. No one should live like that. Not you, not me. Nobody should ever live a life where they're literally handcuffed to a life that they don't want, that they're not happy with. Because then what happens? We get old. We're like, man, I really wish I took that solo trip to Bali that year. Or man, I really wish I waited to get married and have kids. Or I don't know, anything else. I invite you to follow along in my journey of self-discovery, because I'm feeling really optimistic about it. Really, really optimistic. it's kind of interesting ending these videos because it's so different than ending like any of my other videos, because those are much more like, hey, like and subscribe my channel, like, but I feel like this channel is like not like that, because I wanted to just be like, if you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to like it, like it. If not, it's okay, because I'm gonna be here talking to you anyway. Because this is very like therapeutic, I'm not gonna lie. just a bit therapeutic. I really, really enjoy it. Actually, before I go, I do want to end this video and every video with a mantra that I was telling to myself this morning when I was doing my stretches. That's something I'm starting to do every day now, is like really stretch my body for 30 minutes in the morning and just limber up, you know? But something I kept telling myself is, you have the power to change your now. So I want to share that with you. You have the power to change your now. Whatever your now is, whatever your present is, if you want to change it, you have the power. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.